Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're looking at AI's massive nuclear appetite, and we're just going to dive right in. Look, we all use generative AI tools every single day, right? You type a prompt, you get a beautifully written essay or a stunning image in seconds, and it feels like absolute magic, like it's just happening out in the ether. But today we're pulling back the curtain because the reality is far more grounded. We're going to look at the fascinating, hidden, and frankly, massive physical cost of this technology and how it is actively reshaping the future of global infrastructure.
Think about this for a second. One ChatGPT query needs the equivalent electricity of powering a light bulb for 20 minutes. Just sit with that. AI is not some ephemeral, weightless cloud entity. It's a highly physical process that actively drains resources. Every single time you ask a chatbot to summarize an article or write a quick email, you're essentially leaving a light bulb on in an empty room for 20 minutes. And when you multiply that by millions of users doing this all day long, the scale becomes absolutely staggering.
The reason for this massive energy drain becomes super clear when we compare our old habits to our new ones. For years, we relied on old-fashioned search. You type a keyword, it checks an index, gives you some links. Very optimized, incredibly low energy. But generative AI search is a completely different beast. It requires massive compute power. Instead of just fetching a link, it's actively analyzing, synthesizing, and generating original text on the fly. You are literally waking up servers in massive data centers to do heavy computational lifting just for you.
Which brings us to a frankly shocking number, 40%. Because of this massive shift from simple search to generative computation, experts estimate that the current AI boom could drive a staggering 40% surge in global electricity demand over the next decade. We aren't just adding a little tiny extra load to the system here. We're fundamentally changing the entire trajectory of global power consumption. It is a gargantuan leap in a very, very short amount of time.
To put that 40% into perspective, by 2027, global AI data centers could need as much electricity as a small country. We're talking places like the Netherlands or Sweden. We are essentially giving birth to a brand new, entirely digital nation that gobbles up as much power as tens of millions of physical, breathing citizens.
Section 1. A looming power grid crisis and the infrastructure gap. We are facing a physical barrier on a planetary scale right now. It's one thing to code better AI, but it's another thing entirely to find the actual electricity to plug it into.
The core problem is blunt, and I'll quote it directly. There is not a single power grid anywhere on the planet that is ready to go. Our current infrastructure was built for the predictable needs of homes, factories, and standard internet usage. It was absolutely not built to handle massive, hyperscale data centers just dropping into a region and demanding the power of a small city overnight. We're going to have to completely retool the global grid.
And this creates a profound dilemma for regulators. We only have finite energy, so we're suddenly faced with severe trade-offs. Think about it. We're trying to decarbonize society. We're electrifying homes, we're pushing electric vehicles, but now those fundamental societal goals are in direct competition with the insatiable demands of these hyperscale AI data centers. When the grid is completely maxed out, who actually gets the power?
Section 2. Tech giants pivot to nuclear, the multi-billion-dollar solution. This incredibly tight bottleneck has forced the tech industry to look for a really dramatic way out while somehow still trying to maintain their climate commitments. Which brings us to a highly provocative question. Could the answer be nuclear power? Just a few short years ago, this was not a central part of the conversation for tech companies. Today, it is becoming the absolute foundation of their future AI strategy.
We are quite literally witnessing a massive nuclear revival right now. The biggest players in the game, Amazon, Google, Microsoft, they're making multi-billion-dollar bets on nuclear energy. They aren't just buying green credits anymore, they are purchasing electricity directly from existing nuclear plants and aggressively financing advanced and small modular nuclear reactors. They are driving a revival of the entire nuclear sector just to fuel their AI ambitions.
Section 3. The Renewable Energy Challenge. Why not just solar and wind? I know exactly what you might be thinking. These companies love solar and wind, right? So why pivot so hard toward nuclear reactors?
The answer lies in what engineers call the intermittency issue. It's simple. Step 1. Solar and wind fluctuate based on the weather. The sun sets, the wind stops blowing. Step 2. People are asking ChatGPT questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, which means Step 3. Hyperscale data centers require constant, uninterrupted baseload energy. They literally cannot afford to power down just because a cloud passed over a solar farm.
To truly grasp the physical limitations here, just compare the two. To run a massive AI data center purely on renewables, you would need unimaginably huge battery storage facilities, or you'd be forced to rely on dirty diesel backup generators to fill the gaps. Nuclear, on the other hand, provides exactly what these tech giants desperately need: constant, zero-carbon baseload power. As the experts note, with nuclear, you basically flip a switch and you have reliable, heavy-duty energy around the clock.
Plus, there is a fascinating logistical advantage. Nuclear is increasingly being viewed as a crucial bridge solution. Restoring decommissioned nuclear infrastructure, like the recent push we've seen to bring parts of 3 Mile Island back online, is actually way faster in many cases than the lengthy process of permitting, zoning, and building entirely new massive solar farms from scratch.
Section 4. Embracing digital sobriety. Rethinking AI consumption. Okay, let's shift the focus away from the massive tech corporations for a second and look at our role as consumers and businesses, because ultimately, we are the ones generating this massive demand.
And this brings us to a really sticky, memorable concept: digital sobriety. Basically, this is the idea of mindfully contemplating whether we actually need energy-intensive generative AI for a specific task. Think about it. Do you really need to fire up a nuclear-powered data center to write a simple grocery list? Do you need a heavy chatbot to navigate a website? Or would an old-fashioned, low-energy search do the exact same trick? But here's the catch. We absolutely cannot practice digital sobriety without demanding transparency. Consumers need clear opt-out mechanisms if they don't want to use energy-heavy AI. Businesses using these commercial AI services need to start asking their providers the hard questions. Where is this energy coming from? What are the water costs for cooling these facilities? We need these metrics added to corporate ESG reports so everyone actually understands the true footprint of their tech.
Which brings us to our final thought for today. Are we putting the horse before the cart by securing massive new energy sources for AI before we even step back to ask why we need it and where it's truly useful? We are literally reviving nuclear power plants to fuel chatbots, you guys. It is up to all of us to ensure that the return on that massive investment of energy is actually worth the physical cost to our planet. Definitely something to think about the next time you type a prompt. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep asking the right questions.